What is up, work here? And this is a 19 Darkheart Thicket that I'm healing as Holy Paladin. This is a guild group. We still don't know how to pop the key on time. Rip meta, not a huge deal though. This is a guild group, and we were previously doing a 20, but it was just a little bit too much damage, and the tree boss was kind of destroying our tank, who is definitely not like the most geared of the group. Um, one of the hunters is like 480. I'm like 478, and then everyone else is in maybe like kind of low to mid 70s, which is fine until you hit the 20 cap. And I will say that after this, I ran a bunch more 20 pugs here, and 20 is where things get. Well, really, it's the last boss that gets really hard. I imagine this is Tyrannical. On Fort 20, the trash probably starts to delete you pretty quickly. So this is obviously Tyrannical, and the bosses are hard. Really, if the tank can live the tree, then it's can everyone else live the last boss, which I will talk about because I have died to that last boss over and over again. 20 Tyrannical is certainly where you start to feel the limit of your gear and perhaps your skill as a player, which mine is kind of mid skill and mid gear, so it kills me a lot. On a on a Tyrannica week, the trash does not much. Um, there's these despair casts going off. You kick as many as you can, but they just chain cast them, so not much to do. It's also raging here, which is pretty troll on the elemental boss or elemental ads, which you'll see raging is I don't know, kind of dumb. Not not a fan. I don't think anyone likes the no CC thing because on the higher keys, the no CC means you're getting like one shot. It's doesn't really make much sense to me. So normal route here. I forget. Did we pull right to the bear? I think we did. And usually the move is to try to skip the extra pack more on, I would say, high fortify. This on 20, like even this right now, someone's dead. I think I bopped like immediately. I should have popped someone else. I did not though, however. Um, the cats, they jump and they kill you. And if like three jump on you, it's pretty much over. On a Tyrannical 19 though, they're not a huge problem, though I am prepared to heal. So what I've been noticing personally as a Holy Paladin is I'm new to this. Oh, are we skipping this? I think we kill it. In the 20s that I've done. Oh, I thought he was pulling them all together. In the 20s I did after this with a bunch of different groups, we skip those. Um, when my guild does it, we do a three people get on a mount and get rescued, or you can invis pod it as well, or shrouded. I've done all the different ways of skipping those bears. You can actually walk. You can invis and walk right between them. I don't think you can touch them, but I've seen people walk right through them. Or you can kind of walk in front of the nose of the right one and just go to the right. Um, you generally don't kill these, but on this it's slow. It's not great count. But then again, if you did wipe on the first boss, you're kind of gonna kill them anyway. But something I've learned, if you do decide to kill them, which on higher keys, no one's killing these bears, even in Tyrannical. Like not a single 20 tried to kill these bears after this run. But what you can do is go pre-open the doors over here by walking up to them, and now you have a safe little room to go to. Which I did not know that when we did this the first time. We being this guild group here, we're in voice columns now. Actually, I joined their Discord to to chill and hear a little bit about the strats and just vibe in general. But I actually didn't know about this pulling them in here, mostly because all the groups, my guild skips them, and all the other groups skip them too. But this group decided to kill them, which is fine. Whatever. It's only a 19. The trash again isn't going to be a problem. 20 fortified, that pull, those two bears would probably take like 5 minutes or something like that. If like lust the bears or something awful. So doing this on 19 and doing this on 20 is certainly a different experience than even like 17. Where 17 is like your ideal key. Pug key if you don't care about IO, like you already have the portals and you're like whatever. You're just looking for like heroic gear out of it, or you're looking for like aspect crest, right? So 17s. This on 17, there's no issues. There's really, you don't have to know the mechanics at all. It's really right about 20 that, at least for me, at around 478, I was like, oh, there's mechanics here. I did not realize this. So he's dashing, and um, there's a little bit of damage. It's not too bad. It is about the overlap, right? So he's going to dash to a random person, and it's when one of the little mobs is hitting you, and that happens, that the damage gets too much there. So I guess I don't do it in this run, but what I've started to do is play this entirely ranged as Holy Paladin. So I kind of holy power starve myself, but we make sure that the charges are people get, can you share that hit? I'm not sure about that, but what I basically do is I play ranged so that I can bait my what's that thing called? Abomination. I can bait the abomination further away from melee and the tank. So I end up standing with like the mages and the hunters like in the back. That is not what I've done in this one. So I'm a little holy power starved when I do that, but that keeps me away from the charge. If you get caught by that charge, bear charge, as the tank even, or as melee it's a one shot. Tank it can get you pretty low. I've seen tanks have surviving issues afterwards. They need a little bit of healing. Not blood decays, of course, but the other tanks need to, be healed after. So sort of what I'm doing now, because I'm stuck, I can't really go anywhere. This is how I've started to play this fight, which feels awful. I'm just a uh, ranged holy paladin, and on the higher keys, that would have like almost killed me. Yeah, so it's crazy how just like one key level here is a huge difference. But having done the 20s now here, well, with this group actually, that wasn't the boss that killed us. And I think I did like 3 other 20s after this. Didn't time many of them, sadly. Um, we finished all of them, but there's little things, and the bosses are pretty hard. Um, I've started to play that as ranged, and you really want to bait the abominations because they drop that paranoia on the ground or whatever. You want to just bait that kind of far away, and then just stay really far away from the boss frontal. Like, just don't even have it be an option. This is tyrannical, so again, the trash, not a big deal. You will still get one shot if that mushroom hits you. So this is the update where I think this reset, they changed the hitboxes of the mushrooms. Used to be bigger than they looked. And I can definitely attest to that, that you're like, oh, cool, I seem to be outside of it, and you're just gone. So I guess the mushroom hitboxes are smaller. That's pretty much it there. Though you're still going to die on a 19, even fortified. I'm pretty sure that's going to one-shot you unless you're like you know, I don't know why the pet got so big there. We were all like laughing of like, what the hell just happened? Um, yeah, it's gonna be you're gonna die pretty much no matter what if you step on a mushroom unless you're like absolutely massive. As far as Holy Paladin, we did get the update, the nerf to mana cost of Hammer of Wrath and Crusader Strike. So I kind of go in a little bit more in DPS. I'm not doing anything like massive here. This is mostly just dodge stuff and kind of focus the keepers as the paladin. I'm not really trying to do like a ton of DPS, but on bosses I will spend a little bit more time. It is tyrannical, um, and I don't do any like massive damage. I can get to like 40k single target or something like that if that seems to be the difference. However, in 20 Tyrannicals, I don't think healer damage is really doing like an awful lot. It's pretty much stay alive. And, this, I feel like in Shadowlands, maybe I was much worse. Someone left this Dryad back here and is just killing everybody. Um, when I first started doing Mythic Plus, I don't know if it was harder or if I was worse or both or something like that. Prideful Season 1 was my first time doing Mythic Plus. I felt like 15s were right about where it was like, ooh, okay, this is like, if you don't know the mechanics here, we don't finish the dungeon. Like, not even like time, but like finish. It's like you're just not finishing the dungeon. Like, first boss in Mysticerna Scythe, and fights when they go into like, oh, we're gonna do like 3 or 4 cycles of this boss, not just lust it down in one cycle. Uh, that's when you start to have to understand the mechanics, and you start to understand where the damage really is, especially as the healer. For me, that is the 20. Right here, Darkheart Thicket 20 is like the first time I started to actually respect this dungeon and understand where the ouchies are. So on Fortified, I don't think there's anything even to say with that one, really. If you pull too many cats, someone's gonna die. Doesn't matter how many defenses you have, someone's gonna die. And those other packs back there, there's some dispels. Don't stay to mushrooms. Not normally an issue. There's nothing to heal. If someone stands in a mushroom, they're deleted. There's nothing to heal. Here, you obviously have to have your coordinated kicks here. It's a very long cast though. AoE stuns, AoE kicks, they're all good stuff. And absolutely worst case, if someone gets feared, I can dispel it. So I think by the end here, someone maybe does get it. But certainly on the hierarchies where these live forever, you run out of kicks. You're just going to run out of kicks. There's someone, and maybe I dispelled them. Yeah, I stopped their fear. At this point, we've pulled so many of these that it doesn't really matter. This is just like kind of a funny trash pack. I guess it'll live longer next week, but not really a problem. Getting feared here, you don't usually die from it. Speaking of dying, this boss, for the healer, for DPS, there is nothing to do. There is one big AoE. There it is. We heal back up. That's it. The roots come out. I can freedom this and then run through the roots. Which have I done that? Maybe I'm going to. Maybe someone already did. But I can basically freedom myself and run through the roots, and that makes them killable. So once he picks up the tank, is that what uproot is? Not yet. Oh, it's crushing grip. This was killing this tank in the 20. That tank, he was doing everything he could, and he was getting deleted. I I know during that, like when I see like the red marker on like the raid frames, it's like, oh, someone's about to get the tank thrown at them. I just start funneling the tank. Like screw the DPS. The DPS have been living it, they turtle it, whatever, immune it, or just DR it with any cooldown. The tank though is getting absolutely destroyed here. And so far we probably have all of our cooldowns up, right? Like I'm cycling, he's cycling. I don't know what that damage was actually right there. But once he gets picked up, this tank is getting absolutely destroyed. I'm trying to bring the ads to the tank here. This, I'm sure, higher and higher. I don't really care to do this much higher than 20, having done this a bunch now. But, oh, I've died to that frontal as well. Um, this is a bad place to stand. But, eventually, if you don't group-wide DR that, the huge knockback, someone's definitely dead. I need to just tunnel the tank. I think he lay on hands himself, he said. I don't remember. But when he gets picked up, it's time to heal the tank. Which this is the okay, so this dungeon has taught me this as Holy Paladin. Normally anything below 20, for the most part, if you have like, okay gear, you can just run around and holy shock stuff, and you're probably going to actually this is where it's getting hairy. You're probably going to stay alive. Everyone will stay alive. And it's just holy shock, divine tolling, day breaking, which is just more holy shocks like afterwards with the tier set. But this dungeon, the 20, is where you start to have to flash a light a lot. So it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna build up our stacks of Daybreak or whatever that stuff was called, the new tier set. You're not gonna live. You're still gonna die. It's like holy shock, divine toll, you're still dead. That's that happens in this dungeon now. Um, Now if the tank overgears it, which I ran this on a 20 with like a humongous blood DK, that DK could not die. So if you overgear it and you're a DK, the tank doesn't need to get funneled there. But maybe pretty much everyone else, when the tank gets picked up, it's like you're giving them everything, absolutely everything. It was not bad to be in comms and be like, do you have a defensive? You sack them and you give them all the holy shocks and all the flash of light procs that you can get. This is the level, not quite the 19, but the 20. It has something special going on there. Just that's how numbers work, I guess. That's where like it starts to feel like, oh, okay, we actually have to like tunnel heal, and that's new for me, honestly. Even in heroic raid, there's almost nothing that I've seen. I pug killed heroic Farok this week. There's no real damage in that fight except for orb phase, but you have like three other healers pumping with you. It's like it's not a big deal. We're drinking, but At Mythic Plus, you need to single target pump. I really don't know how other classes handle it. These pulls, when these explode on Fortified, is like everything you got to live it, and then you go into this boss kind of dry, or you let someone die and res them or something. Okay, so it didn't happen. That elemental. Oh no, we did pull it. Okay, this is this. Okay, so I don't. I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll see. So on raging now, raging when they get low health, you can't interrupt them. Oh god, do we pull the boss? Is that this run? Are we pulling the boss? Okay, so someone's anyway. So when this elemental dies, he spawns ads. Those ads, if they get their cast off, will kill somebody almost always. So you got to burn these down. But then what happens is they start to cast Metamorphosis, and if they get it off, they spawn an entirely new one. So there's one, you can't kick it or something like that. I'm not sure, or maybe you can. Anyway, I did this on a 20 with like a decent group, and we spawned two of these guys after. So I hope there's no combinations of someone got the frontal. I hope there's no combinations of fortified raging, because that is absolutely troll fest. So this dude can spawn like four more of them if you don't, kick it correctly. And I think during raging you like can't kick it, but I feel like we did kick it. I don't know. I have done this and we've spawned like two more. It's pretty demoralizing, and especially imagine like sanguine and whatever other combinations that can happen. It's pretty bad. So we were doing great. Um, this group has experienced failure together already in the 20. We're like running it back at a 19, and you know maybe people are gonna get their cooldowns back. That's what I'm picturing. Is like hey, maybe Lust will be up, and we have got two battle reses in the tank over there. I actually got the weak order to track that. And whatever Call of the Wild or whatever Beast Mastery Hunters have, I imagine their cooldowns would be up by the time we make it back. But this is pretty demoralizing to have to sit here and just do tank and healer damage to the ad. So this next fight is surely a healer fight coming up. There's a lot of AoE damage, but it's very slow ticking party damage. It's really not too scary. The last boss, though, we do fine here, but I have me and the last boss of this place have some history now. So coming up here as Holy Paladin, we are saving everything. Save all AoE. What you could do, I have forgot to beacon my friends, so that's a huge problem. I should be beaconing both hunters. So I guess again the damage isn't that scary. This is AoE, and you need to stay inside of the boss's hitbox, and you won't get pushed back. Someone spawned some ads. The tank's gonna start dying a little bit. So immediately coming out. Oh, did it already happen? I think it already did happen. This isn't the 20. It's even more obvious. But then directly after this, like these rocks fall from the ground, and it's unavoidable damage. You're gonna get to like maybe 50% health. The group healing back up. If someone continues to stand in it after like melee, it is usually a demon hunter who's like backflipping around, just doesn't see it. It's brown on like dark brown water, right? So there's like 50% health, that sort of stuff. They will die though. There's no healing it. They'll just get uh, absolutely chunked down. So we just have to heal up in between, and that's it. So there's going to be another group-wide AoE with a pushback, heal through it, get healed back up, then 50% health gone for the whole group when the rocks fall. Try to spread out, and definitely don't stand in the rocks. If you're one of the rocks, like bubble it or something like that, because you have to heal people. There's the exact same. I'm in it. I think I realized and put the beacons back on. I think there's a frontal too, so I'm a little sketched out here. So I'm going around the back. The dragon that does this is in fall. He does this kind of pushback, but there's tornadoes coming out, and there's the tank debuff ball dance going on, which is way harder. This place has, oh, oops, we like touched the eggs in the side of the room, and there's a little bit more AoE, but it's not too bad. And as Paladin, as long as your beacons, if my beacons are up, we're well equipped to handle that. Cooldowns come back, Divine Toll, Daybreak, 45-second cooldowns. We're having that handled really no problem. This next trash, if you run with a Vengeance Demon Hunter, this pack will never get a single cast off. We have a Prot Pal. A lot of kicks are going out still, but some go off. If you get some sort of like fire circle, a fireball is going to come to you. You heal that person. On Fortified, they might die. I'm not sure. Like the fireball is gonna go out. Here it's like 30% of your health, like not a huge problem. But I imagine on like this place, like 20, you need to get all kicks, basically. All kicks have to go off. I've heard this is bad for the tank, but I have no idea what the bats do. And then the next trash pull, not really anything of note there either. I think there's like a Dispel Hero Bleed or something like that. Like, again, it's tyrannical, so this trash does nothing, basically. So the boss coming up, um, I'm recording this having done maybe like 3 20s right after this. I was like, I just wanted to time a 20 here. We did not. With my guild, I'm pretty sure we'd one shot this place, but you know, I'm still bad at Paladin, and this last boss I've done it so many times, and I've died all the ways that you can die to it. So the thing that kills you here is 1 second phase eating one of the circles from the sky. The pink circles, you're dead. It's a one shot. I definitely died to that a lot too as well. There's a lot going on. The thing that's scary to me as a holy paladin, however, is Prey on the Weak, where it gives you the 4-tick dot. In a 20, through my defensive, holy shock is not enough to live. It's holy shock, flash of light, flash of light. You have to heal it 4 times because it'll start taking like half your life every tick on Tyrannical. For some reason, it doesn't seem like I have to do that much healing when other people get it. I don't know why. So here's Nightmare Bolt. Not a huge problem. And coming up is Prey, Feed on the Weak. Let's see who it goes on. It's going on the Hunter. Okay, time to heal the Hunter, right? Hunter's getting chunked down. Flash of light. Looks a little bit of some more flash of light. It doesn't seem that bad on them. Again, it's not a 20 either. We're dispelling, and it's mostly range, so the hunters can just always stay out, not get the paranoia. There's lust. This helps a lot. Okay, if there's lust, I can heal through this with just Holy Shock or whatever. It's coming back fast enough. But I have to weave in a decent amount of. We have lust now, so it's my Holy Shocks are coming back so fast. Growing Paranoia. I'll take Growing Paranoia all day as the healer. Whatever. I'll stay back out here and play ranged Paladin. In a coordinated group, certainly you can tell people to basically stack on the boss and only move to the back of the boss if you're growing Paranoia. Here in a pug, even though they're a guild, it's like, let's play ranged. Completely fine. Was that Prey in the Weak? So even on... Yeah, there it is. Even on 19 Tyrannical, someone, I think, caught a circle. You're dead. There's nothing to do there. But even on 19 Tyrannical, I can just kind of Holy Shock. Okay, you're not gonna like dive through it. 20, you're dead. It's like I need to be either like double my gear and be like 485 or something like that. Not double, but I'm like 478. We need like our extra whatever eye levels like right at the end here. Ooh, I should be dead. But 20, Prey in the Weak, it's everything you have, and you're gonna end up burning flashlights into that target, especially if it's me. I bubble it half the time. I'm not gonna lie. So this fight is hard. I think it's a really hard one. I've had really good pugs, and it just falls apart like here after a while. Like someone just stands in the wrong place, misreads the parent, like doesn't defensive feed the weak, and I can't heal them enough. Or honestly, I have it recorded. I could probably play back a compilation of me dying in this place, but the first time I ran to 20, it was like, oh, feed on the weak is on me, and I died like instantly. I was like, oh, okay, like it's it's quite the spell at my gear level. So that's timing it as a 19. In my opinion, anyway. Again, I know 20s are not that high for everybody. 20 here for me solo, I'm like, let me catch a couple more eye levels. If I get the paranoia, I'm bubbling. And if I get it, I'm defensiving, and it's like 4 heals. We're pumping all the single target into myself to live it. So that's Darkheart Thicket. 19. It's right before it gets like kind of difficult as Holy Paladin to heal, but I don't know where the bad is now. Next one.